Smoked him. Spear blunted. Soldier down.
What's up, YouTube? It's the Big Kahuna back again with another video. Hope you like my intro, and yes, I did draw that. But anyway, on to today's video. So I've talked about my gaming experience and where it all started from, which it started from Pong. So let's take a look at where my gaming roots started from. Pretty crude, right? That's what we had as a video game. Now, I know a lot of people have started with Nintendo, or some people who are close to my age have started with Atari 2600. And I've said this before, there was wars over which console was better even back then. Yes, even back then. It wasn't as bad as it is now because you have the internet, social media, and all that other stuff. So while people were playing or started with the Atari 2600, I started, well, you've seen I started with Pong. But once they started getting to games that could do more than just have two white sticks on the screen, as you previously just seen, I never played, well, I played Atari 2600. Because I had a friend who had one down the street. But I was on the Intellivision. And you know how this little war goes on today? X1 is better. No, PlayStation 4 is better. Or 360 was better. No, PS3 was better. Back then, as a little youth growing up, that's the type of stuff we would say. But once you get to a mature age, you realize this is all about your experience on your preferred platform and your opinion. But some people don't realize this. But just to let you see, because people say there's a big difference when you see a game on the X1 versus the PS4. And in most cases, people say the PS4 is much better looking, much better looking. So that means if you walked into a room and seen both of them set up, you should instantly walk in and go, whoa, that's the PS4 right there. So I'm going to show you when I was on the Intellivision what the games on there look like versus the Atari 2600. And just to let you know, if you walked in the room and seen two people playing these systems, you would instantly know that there was a difference, a big difference. So let's roll the tape. Atari 2600 football. And as you can see here, Intellivision, big difference. Now, once again together, top left-hand corner Intellivision, right-hand Atari. So, now that you've seen an example of a big difference where you could walk into the room and go, whoa, that one is much better than the other one. For people to come and say there's a huge difference between these consoles, it's just foolish. Yeah, I know as there'll be some pony in here talking about I'm damage controlling, but once again, ponies, for the fanboys. I had a PlayStation 4. And if 1080p was the best thing in the world, I wouldn't be doing this on upload. I would be doing it on the PlayStation. But I'm not, because, and this is my opinion, 1080p is not all that. And you forget, once again, even if the game is in 720p, I'm not going to see it in 720p. It's upscaled. If the game is in 900p on the PlayStation, you're not going to see it in 900p because it's upscaled. Now, once again, I always go back to this because this is always going to be a jab in the eye, shall I say. For those people who were bragging, beating their chests about Killzone, how it was 1080p, and the X1 was only 720p, and you know, the company that put it out, who said it's going to be 1080p across the board, that lied to you, and then you had to get somebody to do this. Yeah, you had to get a person to do that just in order to let you know that it wasn't, in fact, across the board. So, those people who got duped, which was everybody who bought Killzone, and you know, you always have the people who say you can tell the difference between 1080p and 720p or 900p or whatever. For those YouTubers who bought the game, believed they had 1080p, if they didn't come out and make a video about it, there was two reasons. One, either they were frauds and didn't want to let nobody know, or two, they couldn't tell the difference. I'm going to go with two. So, moving on. Once again, and I'm not going to say if they had a chance to make a game 1080p and still have everything run correctly, that wouldn't be the way to go. But when I look at my games on my system, they're beautiful, depending on what the game is. When I had the PS4, the games were also beautiful. I didn't look at the PS4 and then go to the one and go, wait a minute, there's a big difference over here. No, I didn't do that. But of course, you always got somebody out there who thinks that they can look at something and tell the difference like this. So I'll repeat this once again. The only reason why people throw resolution around is to try to say my console is better than your console. Now, when I said that the people who bought Killzone got duped, that's not 100% correct. The people who got duped was the people who was bashing on their chest talking about 1080p. But the ones who bought it simply because they wanted to enjoy the game, well, they got what they wanted. Now, granted, they could have as well sued because they could have been like, well, hey, I paid for this. And you said it was in there, so it should be in there. But like I said, most of the people couldn't tell a difference because of this thing called a upscaler chip. Now, if they want to come back and tell you it's a temporal projection and you want to eat that bullshit, then that's fine. Because, I mean, some of the people ate the temporal projection bullshit. Some of the people just plainly didn't care and wanted to play games. And others said, you guys lied and I'm suing the pants off of you. So, in the end, it doesn't make a difference. At least to me and a lot of us gamers. But this is just a way for those people who want to say, my console is better than yours. Believe me, because we got 1080p over here. Which, by the way, Sony guys, Sony fanboys, you need to stop saying 1080p because you make it seem like your games are 100% across the board 1080p. And as I always say, fanboys don't love their favorite system. They just hate yours. Peace.